My name is Paul Fettis. I'm a consultant anaesthetist, and I want to tell you today about an option for a reusable mask for personal protective equipment, or PPE, that is perhaps not quite as ridiculous as it might at first seem. I'd like to make a couple of disclaimers to start with, that these are my own thoughts and don't represent official policy of any organisations. I also cannot take any credit for the idea, but I have been advised to share it by some people that are very high up in medical politics in Scotland. Some concerns have been voiced over supply of FFP3 face masks. NHS Scotland and the Scottish Government have been working hard to ensure that there are plenty of disposable masks available, and I have it on good authority that NHS Scotland currently have a good stock of masks, about 6 weeks worth, or 1.5 million masks, and there are another 7 million on order. But there is a worldwide clamour for these masks, and in the way that panic buying caused the emptying of supermarket shelves, it is not inconceivable that a supply problem for disposable masks could occur at some point in the future. So just to repeat, there is no current threat to mask delivery. But anaesthetists like a plan B, and it makes sense to have a plan B for disposable FFP3 masks, for if they were to run out at some point. It also makes sense to have that plan B sorted out now while we still have time. So why are masks important? Well, COVID-19 is caused by the novel coronavirus SARS-CoV-2. This virus is thought to enter cells through angiotensin receptors, which predominate in the lung. Our airways and lungs have a surface area roughly equivalent to that of a tennis court, but the lining is only 1 cell thick. In contrast, our unbroken skin is an armour which is virus-proof. Current PPE doesn't actually cover all of our skin anyway, and it's important to remember this after doffing PPE. The main importance of covering our skin is to prevent transmission of the virus to our respiratory system. This is why hand washing is so important. It's why it's important to avoid touching your face and hair, and it's also why it's a good idea to take a shower at the end of a shift where you may have been exposed to coronavirus. And it is why masks, an appropriate mask, is so important. So this is an FFP3 mask. FFP stands for filtering face piece, and there are 3 levels of FFP mask, from FFP1 to 3, with 3 offering the best protection against small particles, including viruses. It's important to understand the features of the mask, and there are 3 main features. There is a seal, which fits round the mouth and nose. It's important to have a filter for breathing in, and the fabric of the body of the mask acts as this filter. And finally, you need a valve, which is useful for breathing out expired air, and this prevents the fabric of the mask from becoming wet and saturated. The FFP3 mask is disposable, it's medically certified, and if properly fitted it offers excellent protection. There is an alternative to the disposable FFP3 mask. You get reusable FFP3 masks, but they're hard to get. They're generally used for industrial uses and for spray painting, and use has been discouraged in medical circumstances because they're not disposable. These would be ideal for our purposes if we ran out of the disposable ones, but they're difficult to get a hold of, so if you would like to try, then good luck. This is a snorkel mask, a full face snorkel mask, and this is not perhaps as ridiculous as an option as you might first think. It's not been tested or certified suitable for medical use, and I'm only advocating it as an option if we were to run out of FFP3 masks. So let's look at the features. Well, we said that an FFP3 mask needed a seal, and this has an excellent seal. an industrial quality seal which goes around the whole face, and that's probably easier to seal than the mouth and the nose. An HME filter. We use these on anaesthetic circuits, and it has, according to my equipment guru, 99.99+% effectivity at blocking particles. This is a HEPA filter. This is able to filter 99.9999%. And given the choice, I would be happy with 99.9 plus, so I'd be happy with a standard HME filter. This mask has a circular air inlet which is slightly too big for a standard HME filter, but it fits with an adapter from an anaesthetic circuit. This is another type of mask which has an oblong air inlet, and this is harder to adapt. This has an orange adapter here which has actually been 3D printed by a colleague of mine, the program for that is widely available. This has been done elsewhere, and these masks are similar in pattern to what the ones used by Decathlon, and there has been quite a lot on the internet about this. A Charlotte adapter has also been created for this mask, which can be used to deliver CPAP, so the mask can be used as a CPAP mask to deliver CPAP to coronavirus patients. So does it actually work? Well, I've had this fit tested with the officially recognised Bittrex test, and it passed, so it's safe. It also offers excellent eye protection, arguably better than our standard PPE, and it's reusable once decontaminated. This should be fairly straightforward. Once you've removed it, you can put it in a basin of Actichlor or even soapy water before drying it and reusing it. Obviously you would have to replace the HME filters when you did that. Disadvantages? Well, it looks ridiculous, I'm not going to deny that, and it's difficult to communicate with it, and it's uncomfortable to wear for long periods. Actually, you will find that with the standard masks as well, so in some ways that applies to our standard PPE as it is. In addition to this, you can't wear glasses, or it's at least very difficult to wear glasses with this, and there is the potential for the face screen to steam up. As far as fit test goes, I've had this officially fit tested. I think it'd be unreasonable to expect these to all be fit tested, but you can test it at home underwater to ensure that there is an adequate seal. So I will take my glasses off and take a couple of minutes to put the mask on. So I can breathe through this, but you can obviously tell that it is going to be harder to communicate. But I've worn this for 2 hours and it hasn't steamed up, and it becomes relatively uncomfortable, but no more uncomfortable than a standard FFP3 mask. Careful doffing is important, and as part of that you would have to take this off in a safe way with minimal contamination, and you can do that by removing the straps at the back and then just lifting the mask off your face. So in summary, there is no indication that there is a supply problem with our current FFP3 masks, but it is good to have a plan B, and the full Snorkel face mask works as a plan B. It's safe, effective, and you might want to consider getting one. They're 20 to 30 pounds online. You can attach filters to them, and I've shown you different ways that you can do that with the different masks, so perhaps you would consider buying one. Hopefully you'll never have to use it in medical circumstances, but I'm hoping to take mine out after this and use it out in the water somewhere. Thank you.